Hey, what's going on, world? Today me and Kane are down in the Whitley County section of the Daniel Boone National Forest. We got a little bit of rain yesterday evening and overnight, so I figured we get out, hike to a waterfall today. I've been itching to get my waterfall fix in anyway, so figured we come down here to Bark Camp Creek Cascades. It's one of those few reliable waterfalls here in Kentucky during the dry months. I know I say it all the time, but there really is only about a handful of waterfalls that are even worth trying to hike to during the dry months here. But this is one of them, and then hopefully with that little bit of rain, it'll have some decent flow. I don't expect any kind of epic flow. We didn't get any kind of like downpour rain or anything like that. No flooding. But a nice peaceful flow would be nice. That's what I've been needing. So we'll just have to see. So let's keep driving out here, hit the trail, go check out the falls. Alright, so per the usual, when I hike down to Bark Camp Creek Cascades, I usually take the short route here, the Sheltoe Trace flood route, coming in off the end of Forest Service Road 551. Come around the gate here, keep following this old road bed down. We'll come up on a fork in the trail down here. You go to the right to keep following the flood route down. There used to be a Sheltoe Trace trail marker on this tree right here, but I know last time I was out here, it looked like somebody had popped it off the tree. It's kind of sad. I always like seeing the Sheltoe Trace trail markers, the little turtle on there. But, oh well, I guess. But let's keep hiking down here and go check out Bark Camp Creek Cascades. Yeah, with the ground pretty saturated and it being a little bit cooler out here this morning, fingers crossed, we might see some little salamanders. Who knows? Alright, and yeah, like I said, you're going to come down to a fork in the trail here. You're going to go off to the right. This will take you on the Sheltoe Trace flood route. There's a little marker on the tree here. Not a Sheltoe Trace trail marker, but still a trail marker, letting you know you're on the right path. Yeah, so the flood route down to Bark Camp Creek is a little tricky to follow at times. But as you come on that little spur trail, that is the Sheltoe Trace flood route, off the roadbed up there, come down the hillside, drop below that first cliff line, you come down this way. There's a tree over here with another trail marker on it. And there is a little path that goes out that way, out along the bottom of that cliff line. I've never been out that way. I'm sure there's probably some cool stuff that way along the cliff line. It usually is. Oh, about slipped a little bit. But there's always cool stuff to find along the cliff lines. But we're not doing that today. We're going out here to check on the falls. So let's keep hiking out through here. Go see what the flow looks like. Alright, so it looks like there's been a tree recently fall out through here. Right here along the trail. Wasn't like this the last time I was out here. Looks like people have kind of rerouted up around this way though. There's a faint little path. That's kind of cool. Let's check this out up here real quick. Cool little rock shelter at least. Yeah, this is a little rock shelter. Kind of marshed out right there. Yeah, you never know what you might find along some of the cliff sides out here. Gotta find a way to cross through right here. without sinking down in this. It's a little more solid right through here. Alright, looks like we might get across fairly easy there. Well, getting around this part, it's going to be tricky. Might grip back just a little bit. I'll walk on some of these branches through here. Alright, I think we found a better route right there. Alright, there we go. Making our way around the marsh and the fallen tree. Beautiful cliffside though. Nice big rock shelter here. Beautiful. Let's keep heading out towards the falls. Check this out. Kane just walked right over top of them. There's a cool little box turtle right here. He's trying to be shy. Probably got scared Kane stomping through right here. I probably would too if I was a little dude like that. But pretty cool. Alright, now right here we're coming out on the Sheltoe Trace National Recreation Trail. Coming off the end of the flood route. Like I said, we came in off of Forest Service Road 551. I can already hear the falls flowing good, and I can see some water flowing on the creek through the trees, so I think there might be a little bit better flow than I was expecting down here. It's always a nice bonus, but let's keep hiking down here, go relax at the falls. Alright, now here we are at Bark Camp Creek Cascades. Really nice flow today. A lot better than I was expecting. They must have got a little bit more rain than I thought down here. This is really nice. Really peaceful. They actually have a little bit of a roar to them. I was just expecting kind of a light, peaceful flow, but they're kind of roaring out here today. Pretty nice. Like I said, been wanting to get that waterfall fix in. Here it is. Me and Kane are gonna hang out here for a little while, enjoy the falls, sit, relax, maybe play a little fetch. Who knows? Alright, so we've had a pretty good visit down here at the falls. Had much better flow than I was expecting. Always a nice bonus. Beautiful morning out here, great weather. So I think from here, instead of going back up and out on the flood route right now, we're gonna go over here, continue out the Sheltoe Trace Trail just a little bit down to the river. Usually this time of year, there's some boaters to get out on, out along the river. I like to do that for a little bit, so let's hike on down to the river. Alright, and then right here, once you kind of peek out on the trail a little bit, right here in the bend, there's a little path leading down to the left here. And follow this down to the river. Yeah, now right here, we're coming out on the river. There's a nice little boulder field that kind of gets exposed during the drier months out here. There's certain times of year we'd be underwater right now, but this time of year everything's a little dry. There's some pretty nice little spots out here. I don't know if we'll be able to get to all of them. Some of those bigger rocks out there, they're kind of underwater, but we'll keep going, see what we can get out to. I just like playing around on the boulders anyway, kind of hopping through here. Kind of fun, actually. It's like parkour playground. Look at the mud on top of that rock. Look at Kane. Look at the river. Beautiful day out here. Beautiful day. Easy, boy. Might just get up on this rock right here. Mud, it's not too bad. Alright. This will probably be our best little view along the river right here. It's up a little bit. Usually I get out on those two boulders right there. The river is up just a little bit. Alright, now we're coming back out on the Sheltoe Trace. You can continue north that way, but we're going to go back to the right here. Same way we came in, back up towards Bark Camp Creek Cascades. And then once we get back to the Cascades, we're just going to hike back out on the flood route, back to the end of Forest Service Road 551. Alright, and now after letting Kane kind of rinse off in the creek, after getting muddy down at the river, we're going to continue out on the Sheltoe Trace. And right up here, we'll be taking the flood route back to Forest Service Road 551. Yeah, we've had a great hike out here today. Beautiful day, beautiful morning. Some great early fall weather. Today is technically the second day of fall, but still already getting those fall feels to it. Still a lot of green out in the woods though. I'm afraid if we don't get much more rain, everything being so dry for a while, we might not get a whole lot of color. Might be a browning down. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it'll rain some more. But we'll just have to see. But yeah, great morning out here today. Much better flow on the falls than I was expecting. So as always, grateful, appreciative of that. Took full advantage of it down there. Whole place to ourselves. Nothing but solitude. Love when that happens. Able to get out, wade through the creek a little bit, get my feet wet. Nice, man. The water was a little cool, but it's pretty refreshing. But great morning. And we went down to the river real quick, down to the Cumberland River. Got out on a boater. Couldn't get as far out as I was hoping, because again, I guess they got a little bit more rain down here than I was expecting. But still nice. Still got out on a boater, not the one I was wanting, but still nice. But we're making the hike back out now on the flood route. We're coming up where that tree was down there. See if we can't find a easier little route through here instead of going all the way up along the cliffside there. Nasty little spider web right there. Barely saw that. Let's duck down right through here and we should be in the clear. Alright, yeah. Great hike out here. We're almost back to the end of Forest Service Road 551. From there, we're just going to load up and head home. But as always, thanks for tagging along with me and the Cane Boy. Till next time.